Hey everybody, it's Will. Welcome back to my channel. How are you all? So today I thought we'd do something a bit lighter since my last video was all about crime. So I thought, why not do something to lighten the mood a little? As you'll see from the description and the title if you've read it, I don't always do that. I just head straight for the video. Anyway, yes, I'll be talking about sweet treats nostalgia, because nostalgia is not just for geeks, you know. Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about some of the favourite treats that I had as a child and some of the treats that are now long gone. Some are discontinued, some are banned because some of the stuff that was in them isn't that good for human beings. So here we go. So sweets, treats and snacks that are no longer around. This first one is called Cremola Foam. Now I won't be looking up to the camera too much today because I need to read what I've got here, so I'm not ignoring you, I'm not being ignorant, just saying. Yeah, so Cremola Foam, it was either a cherry or orange flavoured powder that came in this little tub, and you would mix it in with water and it would create like a foamy juice. It was really fun to make as a child. It was a bit like doing your very own like chemistry experiment, because it's As a child, I can remember like being quite fascinated with things like that. You put two things together and it makes something magical. It's probably why I like making wigs. Yeah, actually, legend has it, and I don't know if this is just, you know, legend and myth, but apparently they had to stop making it because they lost the recipe for it. And I suppose if you lose the recipe of what goes in it, you can't make it. Before I go on, also, if you let me know in the comments what your favourite treats were as a child, I'd really like to know, and if I can find them, I'll pop them on my Instagram, on my stories, so if you let me know, I'll put them. You have to be following me, of course, but I'll put all the descriptions of that in the box thing down there. Yeah, so, of course, if you don't have a recipe for something, you can't carry on production with it, unfortunately. Now that I know how to edit videos, I'll be putting pictures at either side depending on what takes my fancy when I edit this. So now that I know how to edit, it's quite exciting because you can do almost anything with videos, can't you? Although I won't be doing anything too elaborate because I've not got the time or the patience. Yeah, editing's not my favourite thing, but it's vital for videos. Anyway, back to this list. The next thing that I really miss is white chocolate Cadbury's Flake. For those who don't know, Cadbury's make this bar that's called a Flake. The chocolate is quite flaky, it's crumbly. I think there was a song actually. Only the crumbly is flaky as chocolate. Tastes like chocolate never tasted before. That's a terrible rendition of it. Sorry. Yeah, so these nowadays they just come in just ordinary milk chocolates, and back then I think it was the inner of the chocolate was white, and then the outside was milk. Or I might have got that the wrong way around. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I really miss those. I remember them being a little bit sickly, but it was worth it. Please bring them. Please bring them back, Cadbury's, if I can get my words out. Okay, this next one is sorry, just adjust my mic there. Sorry. This next one is slightly controversial. Edible cigarettes. That's another thing of history, I suppose, now. Someone's about to make an appearance. Phoenix. There he is. Well, it's probably because like that's my pillow, so I'll just sit next to it. Thanks very much. Hey. Hey. Do you like the camera as well? You're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, so these were like little sticks of chocolate wrapped in edible paper, and you could just, and they came in this like little, I'll try and put it up there, in this like little packet that looked like a cigarette packet, but obviously, you know, giving edible cigarettes to children, it's not the wisest of things to do, because it could encourage them to go on to smoke tobacco, and we all know how bad tobacco is for you. And also some of these varieties had one of the ends that glowed. I wasn't aware of those until someone told me that. Again, that's quite frightening to give those to children, isn't it? Because they'll think it's acceptable to smoke when it really is not. Now this next one, I wasn't aware of it. I love it. I honestly love it when people get in touch with me with suggestions for videos and, you know, specifics. I love it. So this next one was suggested to me by, I think it was Angie at 4F Beauty and Lifestyle. Hey. The Pyramid. Now, I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up. Angie also sent me a photo on Instagram DM. These were a brand of terrace chocolates that were around in the 1980s. It was designed to resemble an Egyptian pyramid made of dark chocolate, hence the name. So inside this chocolate pyramid thing, would have been like a mint flavoured fondant. Oh, it sounds so nice. Anything with chocolate and mint, I am there. There was other variants of this called pyramids in bars, which, you know, had like the pyramid segments in a bar. You know how you get like the terrace chocolate orange, but you could, you know, get the segments that come away. These ones were in like a bar form instead of a ball. I would have loved one of those, but unfortunately in the 1990s they had to cease production because there wasn't really much of a demand for them. I think if they were around now, there would be a demand for them, because nowadays everyone's looking for something different to try. I am. I love trying new things, be it sweets, crisps, food. As you can tell, you know, I'm a foodie. I like my food, probably a little bit too much, but you know what? I don't drink, I don't smoke tobacco, I very rarely gamble, I very rarely buy myself things, so why shouldn't I enjoy food? Why not? Oh, this next one, these were really, really nice. I absolutely love white chocolate, alright? I just love white chocolate. Especially with the ones with the tiny, tiny little bits of vanilla in it. So it just tastes, it's like, I suppose it's a bit like solid custard. I love custards. I love vanilla. And so these next ones, white chocolate milk teasers. Oh! Little tiny balls of biscuit malt with white chocolate on the outside. Oh. These were so nice. Need I say any more? Oh, just absolute heaven. You know what, I think this is going to be one of my longer videos, so if you want to pause me to go and get a drink and probably a sweet treat, because as I'm talking about these, my mouth is salivating, so I've just noticed across the room I've got some chocolate there for when I really feel the need. So if you want to go and grab, you know, crisps or chocolate or a drink or whatever, pause me and you can go and get that. Okay, so this next one, Cadbury Snaps. Anyone remember them? They're fairly recent. I always describe them as like the chocolate version of Pringles, because they had the Pringle shape, but they were just chocolate with little bits of crunchy biscuit made into them. So it's like a thin layer Pringle shape of chocolate with little biscuit bits in them. And they came in a nice tube, you'll see here. Well, hopefully here when I put it in the edit. Yes, and they came in milk chocolate, mint, orange, and hazelnut. Oh, yummy. If I close my eyes, I can just imagine a tube of Cadbury Snaps. Now these next one, these were a variety that came in the Quality Street tin. Now I say tin, they don't actually come in tins anymore, they're plastic boxes, which annoys me. We did for Christmas 2019 get the actual tin, not plastic box, tin of Quality Street with our family name on it, and we went to John Lewis and we put in all our favourite flavours into it and took out the ones we didn't like. Of course we couldn't do that this year because of you know what, which I really miss this year, because it's like I see it as like a new family tradition now to go and fill up your Quality Street tin with your your favourite sweets. Another thing that we missed out on this Christmas, last Christmas now, I keep forgetting about it in the new year, even though we're nearly into the 3rd month, but I'm allowed to. We're not exactly living through normal times, are we? Yeah, so the one that I really liked in this was a coffee Quality Street. This was actually one of my mum's favourite sweets as well, the coffee Quality Street. And now, I didn't know this, but I was researching this online, and apparently over the past 85 years that Quality Street's been going about, there's been over 20 different flavours that aren't included in the current one, which I didn't know. If you would like to see what all the different variants are, I'll leave a link in the description. What was your favourite one, if you can remember? And also, what's your favourite, you get the different Quality Street tins, what's your favourite one? I'm going to put a picture of mine here. I remember, I think this is my favourite one. My Nana used to keep my Nana had a lot of like brass and silver, so she would keep her, the little cloths and things, and a little tins of brasso inside this huge this Quality Street tin. You'll see it here. I mean, it was huge. It was like this size. When you would actually get a decent size of Quality. I keep saying Quality Street. You'll get sick of me saying that, but moving on. Next one's Campino. Anyone remember them? These were a smooth, hard-boiled sweets that, as far as I can remember, came in strawberry and cream, and it had it looked like one of the, what do you call them, one of the fairground rides, and they were like round sweets, and they had little red, white around them. What's that called? I can't remember what that effect's called, tell me. Yeah, so they came in strawberry and cream or orange and cream. I can't remember having the orange and cream, but these were really nice. So they were quite, they were hard-boiled sweet, really nice and smooth to eat. I remember when I was younger, and I used to have a few of these in my pocket because I was quite a nervous child, and my mum always said to me, if you have something nice to taste in your mouth, you can kind of distract from the nausea. So I remember having these in my pocket. Yeah, and they were really nice to take, because I think they were individually wrapped, so you could put them in like your handbag, man bag, glove compartment, just keep them wherever, or keep them in a little dish in your car if anyone got travel sick and they needed something to suck on. Yeah, and the taste of it, although it did say it was cream, I think the flavour it had like a yoghurty taste to it, or yogurt as some people call it. And also, I remember also trying really hard not to crunch them. Can you not crunch a hard-boiled sweet? Can you suck it right until the end, or do you crunch? I'm a cruncher. Although, saying that other word makes me sound like something dirty. Answers on a postcard, please. Ooh, now this one is just... Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab a little sweet. Because it's like when you're watching Bake Off. You can't watch Bake Off without eating cake. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. So I've got... What's this? Cadbury Cookie Crumble. Obviously you can still buy that because I'm eating it. Although it would be nice to be transported back to times when you can get these things. And of course do other things when you can time travel. Yeah, so Cadbury Marble. Anyone remember that? Cadbury Marble was like milk chocolate and white chocolate put together, and it had like a marble effect on it. Gorgeous. Although I remember if you ate too much of it, you would feel a little bit sickly. So yeah, this used to be actually featured, if you can remember back to when the show Coronation Street, which is a British soap opera, in the 90s and early 2000s, they were sponsored by Cadbury's Marble. And the tune, let's see if I can remember the tune, it went... If you don't know it, look up the advert, it's around on YouTube somewhere. Now this next one I thought was actually still around. I've been looking for it since Christmas. Terry's White Chocolate Orange. So you know the normal Terry's Chocolate Orange, they're not actually Terry's, they're mine. You know the Terry's Chocolate Orange, they come in little segments, it looks like an orange but it's made entirely of chocolate. It's got that nice orange wrapper on it with a sticker at the front, at the top to keep it all together and fresh, and it comes in a nice presentation box. I just thought that it kind of came and went around Christmas time. I didn't know they'd actually discontinued it. So please bring them back, Terry's, along with the peppermint. Please. Let us all try these things again. Please. Whoever Terry is, who is Terry? Who is it named after? Is it the inventor? Let me know in the comments. Now this next couple, it's they're not sweets, they're crisps. What's everyone's favourite crisps? I have all sorts of different crisp favourites. They tend to, with me, I've got to be in the right mood for crisps. Honestly, the crisps that I like would be longer than my arm. Not that my arms are that long, but they would be longer than my arm, even if you were using like a 12-point font. Honestly. Yeah, so these ones are discontinued, and they were Smith's Bovril crisps. So crisps in the flavour of Bovril. I can't remember if I had these when I was younger, but if they were available now, I would be all over it, because I love drinking Bovril. Not the yeasty one, the little drinking cubes. Love that. Although I can't get it just now anywhere in Edinburgh. So if anyone can tell me where to find it at a reasonable price, not a ridiculous price like £20 for 12 cubes, that's mad. I'm not paying that for glorified stock cubes. Yeah, so Bovril flavour crisps, they were made by Smiths, and I would just love to have them back. So in the hope that anyone from these huge companies watch this video, bring them back. I think people would like to try these things. Because if you think about all the crazy things that people eat nowadays, does Bovril flavour crisps really sound that out there? I don't think so. I mean, you get things like vanilla flavour crisps. No. No, vanilla and crisps, no, they just... No, they're not a good match for me. No. Yeah, so continue with the theme of crisps. Ready salted chipsticks. These are like, sticks of chips, or chips of sticks. Whatever way you want to look at it. They're a potato and maize snack. And they're still only 39p a bag for like a decent one, like about that size. And they're not like these bags of crisps where half of the packet's air. They're actually full because you can, like the packaging is sort of semi-transparent and the bags are actually full. They're only 39p for the salt and vinegar ones. I really like them, but I like the ready salted ones more. I did actually sign a petition a few years ago that someone had put out on Twitter to get these back, but I didn't really see what came of that, so if anyone knows where the petition went or if it was submitted to the company, let me know. Yeah, they're just a really nice texture of crisp. They're nice and crunchy, and nothing else compares to them, so I would really like the... See, even he says he wants the ready salted ones back. He's leaving home because they're not back, see? That's how bad he feels about them. I'm just looking at this list and I'm thinking, because this is quite a long list. I'm thinking that I might have to split this video into 2 parts because it could be quite a long one. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Okay, this next one, Cadbury Crispello. I didn't know what this was because I can't remember eating it. It was something that someone suggested to me to include. So Cadbury Crispello, Cadbury chocolate squares with little bits of crunchy biscuit. Again, who wouldn't like that? Chocolate and biscuit into little squares. That sounds really nice. Now we have a drink here coming up. I thought this was still around, but apparently not. Panda Pop. I can't believe Panda Pop's not still around, unless I've got it wrong. In which case, I'm sorry to say that it's not around, but yeah, I always had that as a child. I didn't know it was discontinued. I thought I saw it the other day when I was in Iceland. The shop, not the country, since we're all in social prison still. Yeah, like, Panda Pop was like a rite of passage, just, for a child. Included bubblegum, I didn't like that. Fruit, cola, cherryade, lemonade. And yeah, it was just a nice little bottle of soda that you would give to your kids to keep them out of trouble. That's when it was alright to give your child things like sugar and E numbers and all the things that we were all brought up on. Now, I didn't want to include this next one initially, but I thought, why not? Because it'll let you know something about me that's a little bit naughty. Wrigley's Extra Thin Ice. These were little strips of, you'll see it here, little strips of, I don't know what they were made of actually, but they were just like little mint strips. You pop them on your tongue, they would dissolve and give you a nice minty flavour. I often used to use these when I was at school to mask the smell of smoking, but it didn't work because as soon as my mum started to notice that I was taking things like Polos and these little strips of mint and coming home with a slight whiff of smoke, she just knew, so my efforts were futile, to be honest. Yeah, I started smoking when I was 12, which is probably why I'm so short as an adult, because it's stunted my growth, so please don't smoke. It's awful for you. And going on with the theme of mint, I think this is why I like watching old episodes of Coronation Street, because when they go into the cabin, you see all the old sweets. The cabin is like a newsagent, used to be a post office, and it's a sweetie shop as well. And it was PK, that I suppose that sounds like PK chewing gum. I really, really, really liked the blue packet because that was licorice chewing gum. Oh, lovely. And the outside of it, which I think was coated in sugar. Back in the day when sugar was alright to eat. Not like now, when sugar's frowned upon. Oh, and there was also a red packet of PK, and that was cinnamon chewing gum. Lovely. Oh, bring these things back. These were made by Wrigley's, I think. So bring them back, please, Wrigley's. Yeah, you're still around, aren't you? Because you do the packets of Wrigley's Extra, don't you? Anyone remember I'll get my words right in a whole video yet. But anyone remember Extreme Chewits? Ooh, actually, just the thought of that, my jaws are aching. I think that's when my jaws start to go into panic when they need to produce too much saliva and my mouth ends up drowned in saliva. Yeah, Extreme Chewits. So these came, from what I can remember, in sour apple. I love the taste of sour apple. Sour apple sweeties. Nice. Yeah, so these ones came in sour apple flavour, and that's all I could find, to be honest. As I said, if anyone was, as we're going through these videos or video, not decided if I'm going to split it into 2 parts yet, if anyone can think of variants of these things that I'm mentioning, or just anything that they're really fond of, please tell me in the comments. I love talking about these things. I love talking about the past. I just love it. Back when things were a bit more simpler and calmer. You know what I mean. Now, when I was going to say reducing. No, I'm not reducing. I'm not working in a supermarket anymore. Reducing? No. No. Researching long lost things. Macvittie's white chocolate digestives. Where have these gone? Why have they disappeared? Digestive biscuit and white chocolate. Dip that into tea or coffee. Oh, marvellous. Although some say white chocolate isn't actually chocolate because there's sometimes little to no cocoa content. But I still call it chocolate because, yeah, why not? To call it something else would just confuse people even more. And like people need any more confusing these days, why can't things just be a bit more simpler like they used to be? If I close my eyes, I can just go back to the time where all I had to be concerned about was going out as a child on my bike, cycling to all different kinds of places within locality, not too far away, and just being free, and then coming home and saying, "Mom, what's for dinner?" Or back in the days when you used to have things like chip shop vans. Yeah, we had a chip shop van that lived where we used to live. Chip shop vans don't live, they're not an actual person. What is wrong with me today? We had a chip shop van and I used to cycle to it and get chips. It was a mobile chippy. And one day I was on my bike, went to get chips, came to cycle back home to eat these chips, but I was trying to balance the chips on my handlebars and the top of the bag was open and they just fell out onto the road. I couldn't go back for any more because it had gone. The van had gone to sleep for the night. I still remember that vividly, even though I was only about 9. And cones of chips. You don't get that these days either. Well, certainly not in Edinburgh. Like little, instead of getting a bag of chips, like little cones. I'll put a picture here of it. Cones of chips, you don't get that anymore. Youth. Actually, I was going to say what I'd give to be that age again. I wouldn't. Although there's certain elements I would like to have back, but not all of them. Okay, we're back on, sorry for going off on that tangent, but, I thought it was nice. I quite like it when I watch videos and people share, experiences from their past, because it feels like I get to know that person, so hopefully by me doing these kind of things, you get to know me. So getting back to sweet things. Now, me and my mum used to love these. My mum's no longer with us anymore. These were a nice treat for us. Bendix Mingles. These were mints with various textures and various degrees of darkness to the chocolate, and you had some that were like only chocolate mint, some were chocolate mint and biscuit, and chocolate mint and biscuit. Just heaven. Okay, this next one, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like a treat, but it is a bit of an infamous thing, a bit of a controversial one. Controversy on Will Venus. Oh dear. Batten down the hatches. No, it's nothing major. Although it was back then when Jamie Oliver ruled them out. Turkey Twizzlers. Anyone remember them? I remember them. They looked a bit like curly fries, but people said that they were turkey in these Twizzler things. I'll put a picture here. Although there wasn't that much turkey in them, according to the sources that I found, there was up to 40 ingredients in these turkey Twizzlers, including pork fat, rusk, and a coating with only actually 34% being actual turkey. Yeah, it's not surprising that these were taken off the shelves. I wouldn't eat them, knowing what's in them, and I certainly wouldn't feed them to my dog, let alone feed them to children if I had any children. But I'm just saying that these were quite popular way back in the day. And another thing that was quite popular was Sunny D, Sunny Delight, the original recipe. Nowadays the recipe has been tweaked quite a lot to have quite a lot of things from it removed. Apparently in the original recipe there was a lot of sugar, vegetable oil, thickeners, flavourings, colourings and other additives that made it look like it was orange juice. But I suppose with all the sugars and things, that's probably why it tasted so nice. And apparently it started to turn kids' skin orange because of all these additives. I don't know if that's a myth. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, with only like actually it was only 5% citrus juice. So 95% rubbish. With up to 6 teaspoons of sugar in each glass. No wonder kids loved it so much. Okay, so now we're getting on to some really iconic sweets. Yeah, I'll do this next one because I think I'll split this video into 2 parts because there is still quite a lot to get through. So yeah, I'll split this video into 2 parts and the next part I'll put on later on in the week. Does that sound good? Yeah? Great. Just make sure you're subscribed so you see when it's uploaded. Yeah, so I'll do this last one and then I'll put the rest on another video. So, does anyone remember Fizzy Spangles? I didn't know what these were, but as soon as I typed in iconic and discontinued sweets into Google, these came up. And these were around from the 1950s until the 1980s. They were a squircle shape, so a square circle. Hard-boiled sweet. They came in many different flavours, including strawberry, blackcurrant, orange, pineapple, lemon and lime, and cola. These sound like my kind of sweets, because I really like hard-boiled sweets. That have a nice, zingy, tangy flavour to them. If there was any other variants of it, again, let me know in the comments. I would really love to know. Special edition flavours included acid drop, barley sugar, licorice, peppermint and spearmint. Spearmint's my favourite mint. Lovely. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this video here in case you're getting far too bored. And in the meantime, let me know in the comments what you want to see in the second part of this video and I'll try to include it. Does that sound like a good plan? Yeah? Great. So yeah, I'll leave that there, and if you've enjoyed this video, if you could hit subscribe, that would be fabulous. And hit the likes and the shares, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in part 2. Take care. Bye for now.